finished reading Taurus season, so let's talk about it. When I tell you guys this book was so freaking good, I read it in less than 24 hours. The book follows Harper and Nolan. They're both serial unalivers, but Harper's day job is watching over a man named Arthur, and she does like gardening stuff. Nolan does something for the FBI, I can't remember, and I believe he's also a firefighter. Harper is running away from her old life. She had a rough life and she wanted to disappear, so she ended up in this small town, and the man Arthur finds her and becomes her mentor because he's also a serial unaliver, and he teaches her everything she needs to know. Before he started struggling with Alzheimer's and dementia, he asked Harper to watch over the town when he couldn't do it anymore. When Taurus season comes, she makes sure that the town stays safe. So when a tourist acts up, I mean like doing something really bad, that person falls on her radar and she teaches them a permanent lesson, if you know what I mean. Nolan goes into the small town for vacation, but he's actually there to get revenge. Something happened in his past life and he's on a mission to make sure that everyone that was involved in that situation is gone. Harper and Nolan meet at a coffee shop and they get to talking. They're like flirting, you know, getting to kind of know each other in the little town or whatever, and then he finds out her name and he's like, you're the reason I'm here. He doesn't tell her that, but in his mind he's like, oh my god. Once he finds out who she is, he goes around asking questions about her and he figures out where she lives. He goes to her house and leaves her a little gift. The next morning, she goes out to her backyard and is like, oh my god, like what is this? So she calls Arthur. She's like, hey, did you go on a little adventure last night and left me a gift? He's like, no, what are you talking about? Because Arthur, even though he suffers from Alzheimer's and dementia, sometimes he gets a little, you know, like stabby. So she's like, okay, then somebody left me this and I don't know who. Nolan ends up coming out of the shadow and he's like, yeah, I did this. I'm here to get revenge. And she's like, who are you? Like, why are you here? And he's like, oh, you don't remember what you did? And she's like, no. And yeah, it gets crazy. I don't want to give too much away because that's the whole plot of the story and I really want you to read it. But Nolan thinks he knows, but he actually doesn't really know. You know what I mean? Things happen, end up having to work with each other, and things just get hot and spicy, and Nolan starts catching feelings. It was so freaking good. Like, I 10 out of 10 recommend this book.